Hey everybody, so in this lesson we're going to be looking at how to solve systems of equations with substitution. But before that, I want to go over the three methods that we use to solve systems. The first step is graphing. That is when both equations are solved for y. That is the one that you guys learned about in middle school. We don't usually focus on that in this course just because you're usually going to be asked to solve by substitution or elimination with word problems, and you might not have access to the Desmos calculator on that problem if it's the non-calculator part. So if it's solved for y already for both of them, you can use graphing. If only one equation is solved for x or y, then you can use substitution, and I'm going to show you in a minute how to do that. If all the variables are on the same side, then we use what's called elimination, and we're going to learn about that in future video. So let's look here at this lesson. These are the steps right here. You identify the variable that's by itself, plug it in or substitute it into the other variable in the other equation. It has to be the same variable. So if x is solved for by itself, then you're going to plug it into the other x in the other equation. Solve the equation usually involves distributing and solving a regular type equation like from Unit 4. Then write your solution as a coordinate point, so x comma y. And then you can always check your answer by plugging it back into the equation like we did on the previous video. So y equals 5 plus x, so the y is by itself. So I'm going to plug that into the 2y here because that's the same variable. So 2x plus 2. Now instead of y, I'm going to plug in that whole entire equation where y equals 5 plus x. Now I don't put the y equals. I literally just put the other piece, the 5 plus x. I no longer have any y in this equation. That's the purpose of substituting, is so you can only solve one variable at a time. So I replace literally the whole entire y with that part 5 plus x. And then don't forget about the equals 10. Now we can solve it like a normal equation. So we distribute, bring down this 2x. 2 times 5 is 10. Don't forget to distribute to the x as well. 2 times x is 2x equals 10. And now we can combine like terms. 2x plus 2x is 4x. I can't combine the 10, so bring it down. Now we have to get the x by itself, so I'm going to subtract 10 on both sides because that's the inverse of adding 10. And then 10 minus 10 is 0. And then we divide both sides because that's the opposite of multiplication. So x equals 0 because 0 divided by 4 is 0. So now we have x is 0. Now we got to find the y value. You can't write the ordered pair without the other one. So you can choose which equation to plug the x equals 0 into. I prefer to choose the one that's already is solved for. So the first one, y equals 5 plus x, just because it's easier. But you can plug it into the 2x and then solve from there. So I'm going to plug it in, y equals 5 plus, instead of x, I'm going to plug it the value that it equals to, which is 0. So 5 plus 0 is 5. So my y value is 5. So therefore, my whole entire solution to the system, or my coordinate point, is 0. Remember, that's the x. Put x first, comma, y. That's why it's always important to label which one's x, which one's y when you're solving. That way, you don't confuse yourself and write the coordinate point backwards. So that is a substitution method. On the next slide is just your turn to try one. So you can see here x is set equal to itself. So that's the one you're going to use to plug in. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.